you'd all oblige me, we'd like to start the meeting. Asking nicely. Calling this meeting to order. If you would, follow along with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed with the invocation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Full Christmas season that we've been blessed with. Father, we are so thankful to Thee for the many blessings that this city and this region enjoy. Father, we are very thankful for the ability to get together as leaders in this city to consider those items and those decisions that will continue to make Branson greater and to continue to keep the spirit that is so prevalent during this season here all year round. Father, we ask you to please bless our elected officials with the power of discernment and the ability to calmly discuss with their constituents and make those decisions that will truly benefit this region. We ask these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Eric. Madam Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
LeBlanc.
Here.
Rodriguez.
Here.
Howden.
Here.
Milton.
Here.
Cooper.
Here.
Denham.
Here.
Fenton.
Here.
Your Honor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Before we start our meeting tonight, Alderman Rodriguez brought to our attention that there's a missing teen. So we wanted to take just a minute and put it up on the screen just to raise everybody's awareness. Thank you very much. And tonight we'll start off with our Human Resource Director, Haley, and Director Cooper will present Sonia Seitz as the Employee of the Month for December 2023. Yay!
On behalf of the Mayor, Board of Aldermen, City Administrator, and City staff, it is my honor to announce Human Resource Specialist Sonia Seitz as the City of Branson's December 2023 Service and Excellence Employee of the Month. This award recognizes employees who've gone above and beyond and whose performance exemplifies the City of Branson values. Sonia was nominated for her unwavering commitment, exceptional performance, and remarkable positive attitude in her role as an HR recruiter. Her ability to consistently identify and attract top talent has moved the bar substantially when it comes to filling positions. She's gone above and beyond to streamline processes and find creative solutions to attract talent. Sonia's commitment extends beyond the office walls. Her initiatives have not only enhanced our community or organization's outreach, but have also strengthened our ties with local community she regularly engages with. Sonia's positive influence is not confined to her immediate team. It radiates throughout the entire workplace. Her infectious spirit creates a dynamic and inclusive atmosphere that inspires others to excel. Her commitment to fostering a positive work environment aligns with the values of the City of Branson. Her enthusiasm, energy, and can-do spirit are infectious, creating a motivating and encouraging atmosphere anywhere she goes. All of this, combined with her adaptability and resilience, has helped us to grow and contributes to the success and professionalism of the City of Branson. Congratulations, Sonia. Keep up the good work.
Few
Thank
words?
you.
Sonia, few words? What?
Well, I couldn't do any of this without my team. I just want to give a shout out to my director, Haley, and my assistant director, Kimberly, who just provide that positive environment and encourage us to think outside the box. And so very, very honored to work for the city of Branson, and all my friends back there in the back too. A shout out to you. I couldn't do it without you guys either, so thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Before proceeding with the rest of the meeting, we wanted to take a moment and watch a video celebrating progress being made at our new fire station number 4.
Hi, folks. I'm Ted Martin, the fire chief here in Branson, Missouri, at the new Fire Station 4 located on Champaign Boulevard on the south side of Branson. Just a few months ago, you saw cedar trees and brush and grass, and now we have a building coming out of the ground. A long time coming for the south side of Branson, Missouri. Hopefully opening sometime early spring 2024. The new fire station features the 3 bays, living quarters for up to 6 people, a storm shelter for the personnel that works in the building, plus a workout center. Construction crews are working on the EFIS exterior, brickwork. They're doing sheetrock work inside. The electrical is being finished up. The new fire station should add to our resources, if you will, of response capabilities up into the main part of Branson as well. So it's not just serving the south side of Branson, but the entire community together. The public safety tax that was passed by our voters several years ago has become a reality to add the fire station to the south side of Branson. The growth of the city government, the city fire department, is trying to match up with the growth of our community. So far, the fire station is on schedule and on budget.
Now we'll move on to the public comment section of the Board of Aldermen meeting. At this time, the board will hear from citizens who have signed up in the order they are listed. Please note the clerk will let speakers know when they have 30 seconds and a notification sound when their time is up. We ask that speakers wrap up their comments upon hearing the 30-second warning. If a speaker would like a board member to bring an item from the consent agenda down for additional discussion, please note this request during comments. Madam Clerk, do we have any speakers tonight?
We have 2 speakers. Our first speaker is Deanna Slatton, speaking on public health.
Hi, everybody. I'm here
Hello,
again. My questions, I've got a few questions for everybody tonight. First one is, are you aware that the unhealthy and life-threatening side effects of 5G radiation frequencies, which include insomnia, headaches, fatigue, heart palpitations, vertigo, heart arrhythmia, infertility, marriage, miscarriage, genetic deletion and mutations, numbness, tingling, diabetes, cancer, permanent DNA damage due to gene deletion and mutation happening in the city of Branson right now, along with mental health side effects, which include anxiety, ADD, ADHD, autism, ALS, mood swings, which also includes emotional instability, and COVID-19, which is actually radiation sickness generated by 5G towers. COVID has never been isolated as a virus. Why? Because they are covering up the crimes of the bioweapon injections being tied to the 5G and the radiation poisoning cover-up of radiation sickness symptoms. These bioweapons affect vaccinated or unvaccinated, doesn't matter. How many of you are aware of this? How many of you are aware of this? Do you know about this? Any of you? We've been bringing this for years, okay? Do you also know that the 5G radiation is also hurting the people in, as far as Branson goes? It literally attacks your body, and this can be a bioweapon as well. Your cell phone can actually be a direct energy weapon, and you can be targeted at any point in time. Another question that I had was, we requested the data from Kathy on the 4 and 5G. Did you get the frequency readings as to what's safe and what's not safe yet? Did you get that?
I think your questions really need to be addressed.
Okay, did you get it, Mayor?
No.
Did you get those? We need to get those, like, quick. We've been asking for this for quite some time. Did y'all get, any of you get Robert's email that was on the 27th? Did you get?
Again, your questions really should be directed to me.
Okay, did y'all get the emails? Did everybody get the emails pertaining to this and to the intent letters that we sent forward?
Yes.
Okay. And another thing, did you know that this is actually, this is designed to do is to control you? It can control your mind, your actions. They can actually hack your body and do this to you. Did you know that? Any of you? Did you know that it's coded in Obamacare to kill? Did you know that there's codes literally written in Obamacare that you can go into a hospital and they can legally kill you? That's all a part of this system. That's all a part of this 15-minute cities that they want to lock you up in and control you after they depopulate. This is stuff that we've been bringing to you guys for a very, very long time. This is stuff that needs to be addressed. And all we've done is ask. Ralph, I asked you to let me do this, to get together. You're in my ward, and Ruth is in my ward. You said, I'm going to talk to Ruth about it. Did you?
Deanna,
Yes.
your questions really need to be addressed.
Did Ralph talk to her? Why is it I can't talk to each one direct? That should be allowed to talk to each
Mr.
one
Mayor, I'll
direct.
address. Mr. Mayor, I'll address really quick. Two things. Yes, Ruth and I did have a discussion.
Okay.
And the other thing is, when I asked you for your address,
Yes.
you're not in Ward 3.
I actually am. I've done checked that out myself. I
checked
actually
it.
am.
You're not, on the tax record, you're not in Ward 3.
Well, I am in that district, and I am in that subdivision, so it shouldn't matter. Those weapons are on me and my people in my subdivision as well, so I am here to address that as well.
You need to take it up with the county because you're not in Ward 3.
It doesn't matter. The stuff that you have leased and contracted with are on us, so that matters to us because those towers are in Branson and on our water. They're on our water towers. Do you know what that radiation does to plants and animal life when it's radiated? If you stick it in a microwave, do you know what that does? Those tests, y'all, we've been coming trying to get you guys to sit down and look at this stuff.
Thank you for sharing, Deanna.
One other thing. Have you told a judge, an attorney general, the president of the United States, or a governor any of this information?
Deanna, thank you for your time. I have not. Madam Clerk?
Our final speaker is Gary Groman, speaking on cleanup.
Well, again, wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I better do it now because you probably won't want to hear it when I get through. Why do you put up with that stuff? I'm sorry. I sit back there. I know a parent of a kid that has autism, and that parent resents the fact that she's saying 3G causes it. I mean, where's the proof? And beyond that, what authority do you have to do anything about it? Nothing. The only authority you have is to shut me down if I'm out of order. If I come up here and I want to talk about the sex life of the African tsetse fly, one of you ought to say, hey, I'm sorry, but that's nothing we have authority over. Mr. Mayor, point of order. And I ought to be asked to leave the podium. These people will not get away with this stuff anywhere else. If they went to Taney County, if they went to Hollis, they'd have to wait till after the meeting. And if this stuff keeps up and more of them come in, then we're all going to be waiting till after the meeting to get to talk to you because you guys got business that you have to take care of. I'm sorry. I sit back there and I get horribly frustrated. want to question each one of you individually about something you didn't do. It'd be different if you did something and they wanted to say, Alderman Fenton, you did this, why did you do it? That's a legitimate question. But to just say, did you do this or did you do that, and they don't know that you did anything, that's crazy. Why do you put up with it? And the reason they get away with it is because you let them get away with it.
Thank you very much, Gary. Next is the consent agenda. Are there any items the board would like moved down from the consent agenda to ask additional questions or comments? Madam Clerk, would you please read the items on the consent agenda?
Your Honor, the item on the consent agenda are as follows. Approval of the Board of Aldermen minutes for the November 28th, 2023 regular meeting. Acknowledge receipt of Advisory Park Board minutes for the September 19th, 2023 meeting. Acknowledge receipt of the Community Improvement District SID 2024 budgets for the Branson Hills Infrastructure Facilities, 76 Entertainment, Historic Downtown Branson, and Fall Creek Valley SIDS. And final reading of Bill Number 6397, an ordinance amending Section 22-31 of the Branson Municipal Code pertaining to records on computers. Your Honor, that concludes the reading of the consent agenda.
Do I have a motion approving the items on consent? We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, would you provide a roll call vote, please?
LeBlanc,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Howden,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Denham,
Yes.
Fenton.
Yes.
The result of the vote is 6-0, motion carries. Your Honor, the next item is a resolution declaring a need to address thoroughly the planning approval process for development that propose a private utility system or private means often associated with public services like roads, sidewalks, stormwater infrastructure without appropriate means and mechanisms to support the private utility improvement and thus a 90-day administrative delay on the issuance of preliminary final plats, condominium splits, and minor subdivisions involving private utilities improvements, common use, private utilities, private streets, and/or private sidewalks with multiple structures, more than one, located in the city of Branson, Missouri.
Do I have a motion postponing this resolution indefinitely?
So move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Your Honor, the next item is a resolution approving the First Amendment to the contract with the Branson Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce and Convention and Visitors Bureau for Tourism and Marketing Services and actions related thereto.
Do I have a motion adopting this resolution?
So move.
We have a motion and a second. Get a staff report from Alex.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. Tonight for your consideration is a resolution approving the contract with the Branson CVB for tourism and marketing services for fiscal year 2024. This contract is the culmination of many healthy and robust discussions over the past months to ensure the city, Branson residents, and our business community directly benefit from our tourism tax-funded marketing endeavors. Our conversations with the new leadership of the CB have been and will continue to be productive and meaningful as we reset our partnership moving forward. In order to deliver a sound contract for your consideration this evening, our administration entered into the drafting process of this amended contract with the following main goals as our guiding mindset. First, we amended ambiguous language in this previous contract to ensure a more clear understanding of the expected deliverables and our city and Board of Aldermen's intent. I think we can all agree strengthening the understanding of what is expected and to be delivered is only fair, and also sets the benchmark of expected success for both the CVB and our city. In tandem with setting clear expectations, we also ensured provisions were included to establish measures of accountability on both sides of the contract. For mechanisms of auditing, requiring quarterly marketing of financial reports, monthly budget and expenditure reports, recurring coordination meetings, and Board of Aldermen approval on rollover funds and appropriations. And of course, reimbursement and payment provisions for services. In addition, through these provisions, it was our goal to refocus to a traditional client and contractor relationship and to ensure our city marketing efforts are directed and focused within the city of Branson boundaries. In addition, this contract is structured to ensure implementation of the board's direction on key marketing themes, including the Kansas City Chiefs Partnership, Ozark Mountain Christmas, and Family Faith and Flag in our marketing services and products. And lastly, of course, we want to maximize our partnership with the CVB to achieve our common goals of increasing visitation and tourism revenue within our City of Branson boundaries. This contract is an opportunity to set the direction for 2024. We are optimistic in our continued partnership with the CVB to deliver on this critical contract and set of services, which is truly vital to our residents, business community, and the health of our tourism economy. Here at City Hall, it's no secret our goal for 2024 is implementation. We spent the last number of months focused on building our team and setting the vision for our next year. From the annual city budget to vital contracts such as the CVB marketing contract, we are now in a position to truly launch our city to the next level, built on the core pillars of accountability, partnership, and fiscal responsibility. With this in mind, I respectfully recommend passage of this contract. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Anybody in the audience wishing to speak to this? State Representative Seitz.
For the record, I am State Representative Brian Seitz. I just want to commend the CVB for their pick of Pamela Yancey to be the president of that organization. I think she'll work hand in glove with the city, and I think it'll benefit the whole town having her at the helm, and it'll be a great bridge to heal any past wounds. And I think we can now all work together and have an effective marketing strategy for Branson. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pamela Yancey. Thank you, Representative Seitz. I just want to say what an amazing process we've had over the last couple of weeks, working elbow to elbow, side by side, with a common vision for what we want to see Branson continue to grow. I think I shared with you the other day, Mayor, just to elevate to the next level. So we are focused, we're positive, we're transparent, and we want to work well with our partners. So we thank you for that opportunity. Thank you, Kathy and Alex and Lisa. There's been great dialogue. There's been, we've talked through things, and I feel like we came to a really good point where we're all on the same page. So there shouldn't be any, guessing. We know what we're supposed to do. We know what you all want. You know what we can do within our boundaries. So I just thank all of you and appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. And I look forward to a wonderful 2024 working with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Any board members have? Marshall?
Pam, I have to say, buddy, it warms my heart so much to see you standing out there and see you presenting here today. I just can't even describe, there's a warmness there, there's such an excitement, and so I look forward to working with you over the next year, and I look forward to our first sit-down that we get to have in your new capacity. Because, it's no secret that I've been an advocate for a certain point of view over the last few years. And, I will continue to be an advocate for the things that I believe in. And when I see things that are, maybe could be tweaked here and there, I do want to say one thing as we move forward, that, faith, family, and flag is very important to me. That is in the contract. I'm kind of seeing some of the new slogans of the hope and hospitality. I hope that we focus on the main faith, family, flag as kind of what brought us to the dance and that kind of thing. But I will have everything that I advocate for, and every one of these little points that I say for are going to be said in a constructive and helpful and teamwork kind of way. So Pam, I really look forward to it.
Ditto. I just want to say they got it right. Right? And we've been waiting for that moment. And and I've said this for a long time, I've never understood why we always, I don't just mean one entity, but a lot of times people will go out of market to go find that person to run or an organization within your city. But when we have so many smart, talented people that have been groomed here, they've watched it grow, they've been elbows deep in this stuff, And for some reason, it feels like, well, we got to go grab this person. We got to go get this person. There's a person out on the West Coast or the East Coast. When there's so many talented people that already know the market that are here working in the market. So to me, it's just it's a no-brainer that Pam Yancey is the person for this position, and they got it right.
Yes.
So Clay, I think you're 100% correct. They did get it right. And it's very interesting that some of the conversations that have happened in my office since your appointment, people were, like, what do you think about Pam being the president? And I'm like, if anybody has the heartbeat of this area, it's Pam Yancey. Like, knowing you for, gosh, almost 26 years now. Shh, don't tell anybody. But just, knowing your family and everything that you've been part of, it brings me a lot of joy to see you in that position. And I think Clay's 100% correct. They got it right because there's no learning curve. You have it, it's in you. Like, the Ozarks are your DNA. And to be able to communicate with this board once, I think you're there. Like, there's no getting you there, you're there. In fact, you were there long before us. So thank you for stepping out into that, and we look forward to working with you, for sure.
Anything else? Ruth?
Want to brag on Pam?
Yeah, I'll brag on Pam.
One more.
I've enjoyed serving with Pam on the Finance Committee, and one thing about Pam that's pretty special is you are a bridge builder, and perfect timing. I'm so glad that you are president of the chamber.
Anybody else want to brag on Pam?
Her husband plays a hell of a banjo.
Pam, I've heard from many business leaders and from this board, and I can't tell you how excited we are to work hand in hand this year with you. Thank you, Pam.
Mr. Mayor, could I just say briefly, too, because to bring it back around, I mean, that's why I think a lot of us have good feeling about this contract going forward. And so we're kind of in jest saying how much we respect this leader, but it's because of those reasons and because of the working relations that we're going to have moving forward is the reason why we're highlighting that so strongly tonight.
Yep. Nan? If we're all ready, Nancy, if we're all ready, let's vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Thank you, Pam.
Your Honor, this is the first reading of Bill Number 6398, an ordinance approving the renewal of the contract with Taney County Health Department for Public Health Services and authorizing the mayor to execute the contract.
You've heard the first reading of Bill 6398. Do I have a motion approving this bill?
So, second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll get a staff report from Alex.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. Tonight for your consideration is a resolution approving a renewal of the contract with the Taney County Health Department for services in fiscal year 2024. The protection of health, life, and safety has been our compass as we've navigated our role this past year as city government in Branson. This role and responsibility is paramount to not only protecting our citizens, but our larger community reputation and brand as a premier tourism destination and economy. We are proud of and want to be known nationwide for our top-tier restaurants, lodging, and other attractions that host millions of visitors each year. Collectively, the businesses in Branson are also deeply rooted and invested in maintaining and growing this positive reputation. Likewise, the Taney County Health Department is also invested in this mission. As a significant partner on the front line, serving as both an educator and regulator to ensure sanitary and life safety requirements are met by our thriving business community. However, the threat and challenges posed by a food outbreak and/or significant life or safety violation is a persistent risk we must acknowledge in our tourism-based economy. Underwhelming funding, reduced education resources, and reduced availability of environmental health inspectors is a reality with real possible consequences that we must take seriously. Having come from a state agency whose jurisdiction covered food and lodging retailers, I've seen firsthand the benefits of sanitary food safety inspection programs, and worse, the devastating impacts of foodborne outbreaks and illnesses. One outbreak or incident, through neglect or even by accident, has the ability to cripple major corporate brands. Our brand and reputation here in Branson has the same potential risk. To give you an idea, in 2012, the City of Branson's contract with Taney County Health Department was $739,000. This past year was $180,000. Despite this reduction in funding, the demand has only since increased for their services. So in this contract renewal, we're asking for an additional $180,000 for the Taney County Health Department in order to bolster necessary staff resources and needed on-the-ground educational resources to tackle the growing demands of our local economy and business community, which we can all be excited about. Importantly, as we've championed here at City Hall, the direction of moving at the speed of business also requires the staff and resources to serve the businesses who rely upon the permits and inspections in order to safely operate. Taney County Health Department, compared to the rest of the county, undeniably has a very heavy role and footprint in Branson. With the approval of this renewal, we are putting forth our best effort to allocate the resources needed for the protection of the health and safety for not only our residents and the millions of visitors, but also to keep up with demand from our hundreds of restaurants, lodging establishments, and other facilities, all who choose to do business in Branson and make our community a premier destination. So with that, we respectfully ask for in your consideration tonight and a double read on this item in order to get the contract renewal in place and ensure resources are provided to the Taney County Health Department. Thank you.
Anybody in the audience wishing to speak to this? Come on up.
Directed to you. I know you're not going to like this, but I've got some questions.
Excuse me.
You guys have
I'm sorry. Would you just state your name for the record?
Deanna Slatton.
Thank you.
My questions are y'all still promoting the COVID injections and the mask and all of that, those products, PCR test? This is relevant to the contract because I would like to know exactly where she stands in order to get that contract signed.
Deanna, I don't know that that is part of the contract we're discussing tonight.
Well, you're going to renew the contract, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So we need to know where she stands with the public on these issues, knowing that those are bioweapons that are out on the public. Those are. The COVID injections, the masks have graphene oxide in them. That clots the blood and causes blood clots. Those kind of
But
things.
the thing is, they're not making anybody do it. They're there if somebody needs them and they choose to.
But if you are promoting this, that's not a good thing. You need to also say on that.
So, Deanna, this really doesn't apply to the contract that we're
It does,
approving
though,
tonight.
because we need to know that the health department is behind health, so to speak. So if you're behind health, you need to let us know if you're behind health, because these are bioweapons. If you need a lawyer to tell you this, I have one, Todd Callender. He can tell you this. The PCR test is mRNA.
Can we have a point of order? Thank
Yes.
you.
A point of order has been called, and Deanna, once again.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you for sharing your opinion. Is there anybody else in the audience wishing to address this? Any members of the board?
Question? Oh,
Does it? Yes, yes.
so the budget was 700 and plus, what did you, can you just go over those? It was 7 something in 2012.
So, to give you an idea, funding to the Taney County Health Department from the city has dramatically reduced over the years. The city had authority, I think prior to 2008 or so, to actually administer these services itself. It was then delegated out to the Taney County Health Department via contract. At some points, for instance, I think it was 2010, we had actually allocated, or at least made payments of at least $1 million during 2010. So to give you an idea, since then, funding has, decreased every single year. And where we find ourselves now is last year, our contract renewal was set at $180,000, which, as you can imagine, demand and boom of business in Branson has since, I would say, exponentially gone up, which is a great thing, right? We should all champion that. But at the same time, we need to have the resources in place to make sure that it's two sides. It's public health and safety, but it's also making sure that businesses have the inspections, can able to get the resources needed, right, to get a permit and to operate legally. So by doing so, we worked really closely with Lisa to be able to, if we were to provide this extra money, what would that necessarily go to? And she had mentioned, of course, the ability to hire additional inspectors and staff, the ability to have additional education material, which is critical for operators. So we don't find ourselves with re-inspects and constant repeat visits that tie up inspectors. We're able to hopefully get them passed right on the first time, so.
So the ask is to double. Was that right? It was 180 something and we're asking for an additional on top of.
Correct, for a total of 360,000.
Okay, that was what I was, okay.
Yeah, and Clay, the way it was explained to me is over the years, the funding to Taney County Health has been decreasing. And the expectations we have, actually, we should be demanding is our food for all of our residents and visitors are safe, our lodging properties are safe. They've assisted us with our new lodging initiative.
I totally support increase. I was just wondering what that, if I heard that right. I didn't know if you were saying redo the contract for 180, but I thought you meant double it. So, I'm fully supportive of that. I just want to know, I didn't hear the 360 numbers, so I was a little confused.
You bet.
Okay. Any
Mayor, I have
other?
a question.
Yes, Ralph?
With the increase last year, were you guys able to hire more inspectors? Could you give us a report on that?
Absolutely. We did go ahead and hire an additional inspector last year.
I'm sorry. Your name for the record, please.
Lisa Marshall, Director of the Taney County Health Department. So we did hire an additional inspector. It does take at least 6 months to a year to get our staff fully trained. They have to go through a number of FDA trainings. We get them certified, and it just takes a little bit of time to get through all of our programs. We, of course, have things like the lodging program. We've got our food program, childcare, pools, number of things of that nature that just takes a little bit to get folks trained up in. And also, we don't just release someone the day they walk in the door. We make sure that they sign off. We have a more experienced inspector sign off that they are performing the job well, that they are fully equipped and ready to hit the ground after that training. So it does take a little bit of time. So we did hire one new inspector. Unfortunately, we lost two, and that's kind of the nature of the game with environmental health inspectors. So we are looking forward to, in 2024, being able to provide better service. We pride ourselves on being educators before we are enforcers. And so much of our work focuses around making sure that our facilities have the education that they need and the information that they need to pass those inspections in a timely fashion. What we found over the last couple of years is we've seen a lot of turnover in these type of roles with our facilities where folks are needing some additional education to help get them to pass. So we're seeing a lot of repeat visits when we strongly feel if we could provide better educational opportunities, we could get those businesses to pass those inspections on a first or second visit. And that's our goal. We don't want to waste their time or money, and we also don't want our inspectors to be going out if somebody isn't ready or doesn't have the tools that they need to actually pass those inspections. So really that's our goal with these three positions. Also, we want to assist in this effort to move at the speed of business, and we recognize that we are part of that plan review process. So we want to be able to throw some additional resources into that so that we're not the holdup when we've got new businesses coming to town and they need somebody to sign off, and we just don't have the staff to get to it quickly.
So a question on the two that you lost. Was that retention due to timing out, or was it a financial thing, or?
It was really due to they decided to make some life changes, so.
Any other questions? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Lisa, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My inspectors will thank you very much also.
Thank you.
Mayor, I move to read bill number 6398 for its final reading due to timing.
Do I have a second? We have a motion and a second. Anybody in the audience wishing to speak regarding this matter? Any alderman? Hearing none, we're going to vote to approve a second read. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, would you please provide the introduction for this item?
Your Honor, this is the final reading of Bill Number 6398, an ordinance approving the renewal of the contract with Taney County Health Department for public health services and authorizing the mayor to execute the contract.
You've heard the final reading of Bill 6398. Do I have a motion approving this bill?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Anybody in the audience wishing to speak to this? Any alderman? Madam Clerk, would you please provide a roll call vote?
LeBlanc. Yes. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Howden. Yes. Cooper.
Yes.
Denham. Yes. Fenton.
Yes.
The result of the vote is 6-0, motion carries. Your Honor, the next item is a resolution approving the fifth addendum to lease agreement between the Track Branson OpCo LLC and the City of Branson for ground lease and actions related thereto.
Do I have a motion adopting this resolution?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report from Holly.
Usually I'm already here. Thank you. This is a negotiated change to a lease, and I will apologize for the multiple pages. This has been amended once, and there are this is the fifth addendum. Essentially, the change is in regard to the percentage that will be paid based on the income of the sublessee. We also changed to correct the required insurance to meet our code requirements, and we changed one small aspect of if there's a change in who the sublessee is, you're giving that authority to the city administrator so that it doesn't have to be burdened in that negotiation process. Those are the changes, and staff recommends approval.
Anybody in the audience wishing to speak to this? Any members of the board? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Thank you.
Your Honor, the next item is a resolution approving the contract with JCI Industries Incorporated for the rebuild and replacement of lift station pumps and actions related thereto.
Do I have a motion adopting this resolution? We have a motion and a second. Staff report from Kendall. Hello, Kendall.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. We received 2 bids in October of this year for the pricing of new and rebuilt submersible sewer lift station pumps. We operate 38 public lift stations, which contain approximately 80 pumps ranging from 5 horsepower to 300 horsepower. Each year, we prioritize a list of pumps which are in need to be evaluated for the rebuild or replacement. And those pumps found to be suitable for a cost-effective rebuild will be refurbished and placed back in service. Pumps that are not suitable for rebuild will be replaced. The service provider will evaluate each existing pump from lift stations and provide written quotes to staff. And staff will then determine whether each pump will be rebuilt or replaced. And typically, we go off of 50% of the cost of a new pump. If it exceeds that threshold, then we'll end up replacing it. Staff will rebuild or replace as necessary as many pumps as possible within the budgeted amount during the 2024 fiscal year. JCI Industry, Inc. Was determined to be the lowest best bid, meeting the specifications. Staff recommends award of the contract to JCI Industries, Inc. for the rebuild or replacement of lift station pumps for the fiscal year 2024 in the amount not to exceed $175,000. Happy to answer any questions.
Do you have any questions from the audience? Really? No questions about our sewer lift pump rebuild? Any questions or comments from our board? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Your Honor, the next item is a resolution approving the contract with Municipal Pipe Tool Company, LLC for sanitary sewer system improvements and authorizing the mayor to execute the contract.
Do I have a motion adopting this resolution? A motion second. Staff report from Kendall.
Yes, thank you. Plans and specifications have been prepared for the rehabilitation of approximately 4,963 feet of city sanitary sewer mains. These areas include the Cantwell Addition, Lucia Ridge, and downtown areas, and also some manholes throughout town. These aged mains have failing joints and separations, which allow tree roots to penetrate the existing sewer pipe and groundwater from rain events to enter the sewer system. These conditions contribute to sewer backups, and frequent maintenance is required to keep the mains clear. The Utilities Department requested and received bids for sanitary sewer cured in place piping, lining, and system rehabilitation on October of this year. 4 bids were received, of which Municipal Pipe Tool Company, LLC, was the lowest bidder and met specifications. Staff recommends award of the contract in amount not to exceed $350,000 with Municipal Pipe Tool Company, LLC, for the Branson sewer system lining improvements. Funding for this expenditure is budgeted in the 2023 water and sewer operational capital budget. Happy to answer any questions.
So Kendall, this is just under a mile length of sewer replacement. And my understanding is you're inserting a liner in the existing pipe, right? So we don't have to dig up the streets and put in new pipe and all that.
That is correct, yeah. It's a liner that is slipped into place and cured in place. It allows less disturbance of the area itself. It's more economical cost in those rehabilitation processes. Extends the life of the sewer system approximately 50 years.
Wow. Wow. Very nice. Any questions, comments from the audience? Questions, comments from the board? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kendall.
Your Honor, this is the first reading of Bill Number 6399, an ordinance approving the subaward agreement with the Missouri Department of Public Safety Office of Homeland Security for barriers and authorizing the mayor to execute the documents related thereto.
You've heard the first reading of Bill 6399. Do I have a motion approving this bill?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Staff report from Eric.
Mayor and Board of Aldermen, thank you. Unlike my predecessor there, I'm not asking for money. I'm actually telling you we're being given some money. As you know, we have a few public events here in town that require a lot of resources on our part, and one of those is the barricades that we use so that we can keep the parade routes safe and things along those lines. A few years ago, we started investing in some very easy, movable, better quality barriers, and we have been slowly but surely getting grants from the state to help pay for those, and this is another one of those to add to our resources. So the grant is for $14,999. Should allow us to get another 8 to 10 of those barriers with a couple of those star barriers that you see out there, and keep adding to our ability to replace those old water barriers and make easier ones to put in place. And we recommend approval of that bill, and because the subaward agreement was technically due to be signed on December 1st, we are going to ask for a double read.
So Chief, if I understand this correctly, the amount of money you're spending, you've received that amount of money, so it's costing the city $0.
That is correct. Really, the only caveat to this is that we maintain it well and that we do make it available to other municipalities or counties or stuff when we're not using it, so that they can use it if they so need.
Would you share this concept with Kendall? Any questions from the audience? Any questions, comments from the board? Marshall?
Chief, so I guess I was naive or whatever, but when I went down to the parade, I saw them being filled up with water, and I guess I didn't know they were filled up with water. Is almost all of this cost on the actual infrastructure of buying them? I mean, is there any cost on, say, the actual gallons of water that we put into these things, or is that just sort of minuscule in comparison to actually buying them?
So the water barriers are what we actually are working to replace. And the reason is a lot of them have cracked because of the cold weather, and it's also very labor intensive. So your biggest cost is the manpower as far as the fire department goes, for filling up all those barriers. And if you think how long it takes to fill those as we're getting the route ready, it takes quite a while. These new barriers were actually developed in Israel, who has great experience in this, and it will very quickly stop a vehicle-borne attack, and they're very easy to deploy. It's like a row of floor jacks that we can just put out and get in place very quickly. So Public Works actually stores them, has them on a trailer, and they can get them out, and when we get enough that we can replace all those water barriers, we'll probably knock about 3 hours off of our setup time.
Very nice. Any other questions from the board? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Your Honor, I move to read Bill number 6399 for its final reading to secure the contract.
Do I have a second? We have a motion and a second. Anybody in the audience wishing to speak to this? Any members of the board? When we vote, we are voting to approve a second read. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, would you please provide the introduction for this item?
Your Honor, this is a final reading of Bill number 6399, an ordinance approving the subaward agreement with the Missouri Department of Public Safety Office of Homeland Security for barriers and authorizing the mayor to execute the documents related thereto.
You've heard the final reading of Bill 6399. Do I have a motion approving this bill?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Anybody in the audience wishing to speak? Any members of the board? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you provide a roll call vote?
LeBlanc? Yes. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Cowden?
Yes.
Cooper?
Yes.
Denham?
Yes.
Fenton?
Yes.
The result of the vote is 6-0. Motion carries.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. And I didn't have a chance to get up earlier, but I just wanted to second everybody else's. I've made a living out of reading people, and Miss Pam has impeccable character, and I'm very excited about what she brings to the table. So just my 2 cents.
Chief, I'm sorry, you're out of order. You're talking about an item we've already discussed. How was that, Holly? Good job.
I heard you clearly, but I second that.
Your Honor, the next item is a resolution approving the contract with Broadway Ford Truck Sales Incorporated for the purchase of a Ford F-550 and actions related thereto.
Do I have a motion adopting this resolution?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll get a staff report from Ted. Hello, Ted.
Mayor, members of the board, the fire department wishes to replace the 2007 F-350 that has a long list of maintenance issues and a high cost for repairs. We do have a deal with a Ford dealership to purchase a new vehicle at $70,240. That is a better deal than we found through Enterprise. It's in stock and under budget. So we'd like to recommend purchase.
Once again, Kendall, do you see how? Anybody in the audience wishing to speak to this? Any members of the board?
Could I get a new truck too? Just throw it in there.
So let's vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Not yours, Clay. That was for Ted.
Your Honor, the next item is a resolution approving a contract amendment with CDW Government for the purchase of computer hardware and software and authorizing the mayor to execute the contract.
Do I have a motion adopting this resolution? Second. We have a motion and a second. Staff report from Chad.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the board. I have two items on the agenda this evening. Both are with CDWG or CDW Government. This item and the following. As a reminder, the IT department centralizes the purchase of technology items for all city departments to ensure each purchase is properly vetted, inventoried, and to make sure we're using our funds as efficiently as possible. One of the ways we do this is with this CDWG contract, which is part of the National IPA Cooperative Purchasing Agreement. The first item is an amendment to the 2023 contract to increase the not-to-exceed amount by $50,000 up to $170,000. The primary reason for this is to allow the Utilities Department to purchase some scheduled replacement computers with 2023 funds. And as you know, they operate outside of the general fund, and so this is going to allow them to utilize that same agreement. All the other terms on the agreement are the same. The second item is essentially the same as the first, but instead of an amendment, it's a new agreement for 2024. So we're planning ahead for next year. The not to exceed on that one is $225,000. And so the reason for the increase is kind of twofold. One is simply inflation, right? Everything costs more now than it has in years past. But two, during COVID, we had to transition everyone over to laptops kind of overnight. And we did that and got reimbursed, luckily, for all those computers we had to buy at the time by the federal government. However, it's not often that you got to replace all those at the same time 3 to 4 years later, right? Well, here we are. And so we have a lot of computers we need to replace at one time, more than an average year. And so that's the reason for the increase. Yeah, staff recommends approval, and I'm happy to answer any other questions you might have.
Chad, are both the amounts for 23 and 24, are they in our approved budget?
Correct, in various funds, not just one fund, but yes.
Thank you. Anybody in the audience wishing to address this? Any members of the board? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
Your Honor, the next item is a resolution approving a contract with CDW Government for the purchase of computer hardware and software and authorizing the mayor to execute the contract.
Do I have a motion adopting this resolution? Second. We have a motion second. Chad has already provided us the staff report. Anybody in the audience wishing to address this? Any members of the board? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Your Honor, the next item is a resolution approving the contract with Table Rock Asphalt Construction Company Incorporated for concrete supplies for the campground expansion and actions related thereto.
Do I have a motion adopting this resolution? Second. Motion is second. Staff report from Cindy. Hello, Cindy.
Hello, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. So bids were received on November 17th for concrete supplies as part of the campground expansion. As you all know, we're working on adding 31 sites to be constructed as part of the expansion, and the new sites will bring additional revenue to support the Parks and Recreation Department. You can see that we have 3 bids there. The low bidder is Table Rock Asphalt Construction Company at $155.67 a cubic yard, and then there are 2 other bids as well. Bid award is recommended to Table Rock Asphalt, who was the low bidder and met specifications outlined in the request for proposal. The contract is for a total amount not to exceed $135,000 and is within budget parameters. Staff recommends approval of the bill, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Cindy. Anybody in the audience wishing to address this? Any members of the board? Marshall?
Just have to point out the irony that this is the company that's doing it, and that was the place that they were before. I mean, is there any of that calculation go into the decision there? I mean, obviously they were the low bidder, but there's an awareness of the property and that kind of things.
Yeah, I think they were just pretty competitive. I did call Joel Simmons and let him know they were the low bidder, and yes, there is some irony involved with that for sure. But yeah, it's a good bid, and so we were pleased that we got 3 bids.
Any other questions from the board? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Thank you, Cindy.
Your Honor, this is the first reading of Bill Number 6400, an ordinance appointing members to fill certain vacancies on the City of Branson Tax Increment Financing Commission.
You've heard the first reading of Bill 6400. Do I have a motion approving this bill? Second. We have a motion and a second. Get staff report from Hillary.
So this is a housekeeping item for the appointment of Class 1 members to the TIF Commission. Currently, there's 2 expiring, Michael Pinkley and Jeff Seifrid. The mayor is asking for the following appointments to be approved by this ordinance. So it's reappointment of Michael Pinkley for an additional 4 years to expire November 2027, and the appointment of Alex Williams to replace Jeff Seifrid for a 4-year term to expire November 2027. So these appointments will keep the TIF Commission current and ready to assemble when needed. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Hillary. Is there anybody in the audience wishing to address this? Any members of the board? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Your Honor, the next item is appointment to the Finance Committee. This process is in accordance with the Board and Committee appointments procedure for Category 3 appointments made by the mayor and Board of Aldermen. The mayor and board will be voting by ballot on the following applicants, and the applicant receiving the most votes will be appointed to the Finance Committee to fill the unexpired term of Pam Yancey until April 2024.
Do I have a motion to vote by ballot on the following applications for the Finance Committee?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? The mayor and board will be voting by ballot for finance committee, and city clerk will read the results.
I'll make an airplane.
Okay, the result of the vote, we have Alderman LeBlanc voted for Mark Ganese. Alderman Rodriguez voted for Mark Ganese. Alderman Howden voted for Mark Ganese. Alderman Fenton voted for Mark Ganese. Alderman Cooper voted for Mark Ganese. And the mayor voted for for Mark Ganese. So the result is Mark Ganese will be appointed to the Finance Committee.
I just want to make a comment that on Toby's application, he stated in there that if we had any meetings Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, that he would be unable to attend.
And I apologize, Ruth, Alderman Denham also voted for Mark. I missed her ballot.
So all votes do count. I want to thank everybody for their willingness to serve, and Mark, look forward to working with you. 7:05, and we're on reports. Cody, you have anything?
I wasn't sure I'd get to go first since I was voting last.
But, hold on then.
I mean, I'm first on the list, so
I retract that. Well, then I'd have to go first if we're going backwards. Okay, Alderman LeBlanc. Okay, Alderman Rodriguez.
No, this last meeting of the year, right? What a great year. Kathy, kudos for the year. Staff, great job all year long. And for all the supporting staff in the community, I see a lot of your faces out here. Everybody plays a very intricate part in this machine running the way that it is. And it's actually starting to run a little bit like a freight train. A lot of efficiencies going on, a lot of speed being picked up and moving at the speed of business and not government, which I think everybody kind of mentioned a little bit tonight. So with that being said, just wish everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Can't wait to engage with you again next year, and looking forward to what the next couple years brings for the city of Branson. I'm super excited about it, and I know this board is ready, willing, and waiting to make some big things happen. So thank you, Ms. Pam. Thank you so much. Really, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. Chuck?
I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Marshall?
Just want to once again invite everybody out to our Faith Family Flag concert tomorrow, 1 p.m., Hughes Brothers Theater. Would love to see you guys all there. $10 tickets, so can't beat that.
Clay?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Ruth?
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Cody, anything unique?
Not me. He's too modest to mention it, but I wanted to say congratulations to Clay for Friday night winning the Community Spirit Award at the Branson Chamber Gala. That was I was excited. I was shocked it wasn't me. But if it wasn't going to be me, I don't think it could have gone to a more deserving person. So congrats to you.
I was shocked it wasn't you as well.
Thanks, Clay. Also, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Kathy?
Thank you, Mayor. Couple of things I wanted to just close on.
everybody did get a chance to gush on our Pam, except for me so far, so I'm certainly going to take this moment to do that. You know, when I first came into this job in Branson, the very first person from the business community to reach out to me and open her heart and her mind to me in this role was Pam Yancey. And I will never forget that, and extended her friendship to me. And Pam has served to be not just a great advisor and a mentor for me, but also a vault, somebody that I can vent to sometimes when I need to do that. And knowing that we've got that trust there is extraordinary, and it's such a gift to me. So thank you personally and professionally. And again, they all said it the best, that there couldn't have been a better choice made. And really, and Miss Ashley, I want to acknowledge you as well, too. Ashley is taking over temporarily, at least for now, the role that Rachel Wood was playing as far as the Chief Marketing Officer. We've had some really outstanding conversations, and I don't think I can overstate how positive the energy is in our room when we have these meetings. And again, it's a great opportunity to just throw things around back and forth and brainstorm and get motivated, and the energy is very palpable. So thank you for that, for your commitment to do that. The other person I wanted to acknowledge tonight was Lisa Marshall, and I didn't get a chance to do that. The health department, you know, they kind of operate in the background in the city, but the work that they do is so critically important, as Alex stated in his staff report. And I want to thank you all for your support of us financially helping to back the very important work that they do. We can't do things like the Safe Lodging Initiative, and we can't protect public health without them. They are the feet that are in the boots that are on the ground, and they are extraordinary professionals. Lisa is a great partner in the success of Branson for today and moving forward into the future. And I just want to thank her for her constant professionalism, and again, being somebody that we can have frank conversations with and figure out how to solve the problems together, and she helped us do that with this contract. Thank you all for your support of that, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Kathy. Pam, you're going to be missed on Finance Committee. You can always change back. I couldn't be more pleased, tickled death with what this board has accomplished in 2023. Listening to our stakeholders, almost to an extreme, right? Simple little things like the fluoride issue, right? Bringing these issues to the community to get your input versus administration just making these decisions. We have accomplished an awful lot. There is a lot in the works right now. I've seen a preview of what's coming next year. Moving at the speed of business is not just a tagline around here. Thanks to Kathy's direction and guidance, we've accomplished a lot. Our directors, our staff, I just couldn't be more fulfilled when I hear over and over again from both directors and staff of their feelings of working here and their commitment, and they truly care about what they do. They know they're serving the community, and that's what we're all here to do. I am very excited about what 2024 brings. So with that, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Do I have a motion to adjourn this last Board of Aldermen meeting?
So moved.
Now they're fighting for it. All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.